like I mentioned earlier, not earlier, in the past few videos, I've been on self-improvement for the past 5 or so months, and I feel like I sort of obligated to make a video on why I started. First of all, I started the first pillar of self-improvement, which was working out and getting in shape. Way before I officially started self-improvement, like meditating, reading, journaling and such. I first started, like I mentioned in my how working out gym at right 15 ago. I started working out as a way to cope from a past relationship, which for the next 4 months, from September all the way until the end of December, was what I've exclusively done. I've journaled here and there, but wasn't really consistent with it. Didn't really black to it, didn't really introspective journaling. I just wrote down what happened in the day. Anyway, fast forward until January 15th. That's where I officially took my first break and started my first monk phase. I stayed, like the monk phase was supposed to last longer. It was supposed, I went off social media for like 2 weeks, and spoiler alert, it failed very, very fucking horribly. It's actually funny at this point. It failed because it's on my part. I'll raise my hand here. I'm responsible for it failing because I didn't have the discipline or like the knowledge on how to balance school with my self-improvement monk phase. Fast forward until March. Around midway through March was the first time when I got my first journal, and that's when I tried to start reading, but didn't keep consistent to it. Not only reading, I didn't keep consistent to anything other than getting in shape and working out. Even then, my working out, like I wasn't making that much progress. So I was basically in a rut, to say the least. Like I wasn't making progress. I felt like I plateaued. After March, in April, was the first time I decided to do a proper habit tracker. I like tracking my habits and like reading, meditating, journaling, praying, all that. And spoiler alert, failed horribly. Very, very fucking horribly. During April, but the good thing came out of April was on the 23rd, I started my second monk phase, which is the one I'm currently on now. And I officially, like I self-announced my resignation from social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram. Though I might return to Instagram, but I have to journal about that. Like need to weigh the pros and cons of it and how I can manage my time with it. But yeah, on April 23rd, I left social media, and to the end of April throughout the entirety of May, I've been consistent at it. Like I've noticed myself subliminally change. It wasn't like an overnight change or an overnight success. And like in the Atomic Habit, like Oprah said, if you get better by 1%, eventually success is exponential. Like it's an exponential graph. You don't see changes, but then suddenly everything changes. And that's sort of how it worked for me. At the beginning, I didn't notice much, but now, like I feel myself more at ease. I feel myself more relaxed. I feel myself more focused, more disciplined. Like at the moment, this is the most disciplined I've been, the most focused I've been, the leanest in terms of working out. The leanest I've been, I'm thinking like 20% body fat or less. And this is the heaviest mass-wise I've ever been, which is a 62 kilograms with 12% body fat. So in comparison, I'll put up a picture now. Comparing 2 years ago, 2 years and 2 months ago now, I would say I made a lot of progress. I'm not gonna lie. And there's nothing. Like I said, it wasn't a sharp increase. Like it wasn't a sharp change. Like notice immediate change. It was more gradual. Why? Success is gained exponentially, which of pushing success, like I've kept pushing the envelope in terms of success. I kept like going forward and forward and forward and forward, which leveled up my discipline, leveled up my mindfulness, leveled up my physique, all on down, all on. Anyway, And do I recommend this? Fuck no. A hard no. What I've done this past month was something inhuman. Like I've noticed sort of the side effects, especially during my exams. I feel like I'm losing my humanity inside me. I'm just now a task killing machine. Like not the other day, like last weekend, my cat got sick, and I was fully mentally prepared. If he were to die, I would not react because I still had my exams going on. So, do I recommend immediately cutting everything off and me just hard focusing on the goal? If you're determined and if you're willing for the challenge, if you're willing to like lose your humanity with it, go for it. But for most people now, I were to do it again, I wouldn't immediately just cut everything off. And but one of my favorite YouTuber, Hamza, he said sacrifice should be progressively overloaded. As you get more successful, you can't just keep everything that was it. You need to sacrifice it to get to your level. Like you get successful, you sacrifice more and more and more and more. So sacrificing everything at the get-go, like it wouldn't work the best. And take it from me. If you like, oh, no, this is cut. It's a lonely road, this whole self-improvement thing. Especially when like you don't have other people who are on the same level as you. Like you have your old friend, for example, who are also following up with you. It's very lonely. That's what I mean. That's what I mean by I'm losing. I feel like I've lost my humanity because now I've reached a point where the only thing I'm focused on is achieving the goal, and like everything else is just distraction, which I guess is good, but at the same time it's not very sustainable. Not sustainable at all. Like this is my second time trying it. First time it failed fucking horribly. This second time it went according to plan. If you were to call it that. And yeah, damn, this went off very okay. It doesn't matter. If I were to give advice to anyone who's going to start recently, let's say you're a total like fucking degenerate, 10 hours a day on it. Internet addiction, instant gratification addiction, all of that. Start by reducing, and then like, let's say you have 10 hours a day on your phone, which is very fucking concerning. 10 hours a day, start to cut it down to like 6, and then 3, and then like maintain it at 2. And yeah, like sacrifice should be progressively overloaded and not immediate, like how I did it. In the process of this whole sacrifice, cutting off everything, I have risked the potential of severing a lot of bonds with a lot of people, because since I didn't tell anyone I'm leaving social media, so like people thought that I just sort of like left them on the level, or like I don't care about them anymore and such. So yeah, I would definitely not recommend doing this. This video was like sort of like a self-update on my 5-ish months of self-improvement. And yeah, that's it. There's nothing else to it. I'll make a video again at the end of the year, which will not be the beginning of next year. It will be my 1 year into self-improvement, and I'll make a comparison video between the two. That's about it. See you lads.